Say, 1,000 party over who's out of time. Do. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. We're gonna party like it's 1999. What's up, guys? It is Saturday, not 1999. October 12th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 865,383. Today's Bitcoin price is a little bit over 63,000, 63,100 and something. And for $1, guys, $1, you can get 1,583 Satoshis. And yeah, I said it, for $1. My goodness, guys, welcome back to another episode of Satoshi Saturday, the official Satoshi Saturday. I've been doing some thinking about some stuff lately, and thinking about the future. And that song Prince wrote, I think it came out in 1982, Party Like It's 1999 it's called. I was 7 years old when that song came out, very famous. And I didn't know back then it had a kind of a apocalyptic tone to it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. And it's reminded me of what's going on today, because basically saying party like, hey, you never know, you know what I mean? And with Trump being in town today, he's in town right now. The town is buzzing here in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's here right now as I record this. And we're closer to that apocalyptic situation more than we think. And, that's why I do my 80-20 rule, because, I want to save for the future and everything else, but you got to put 20% to the side to live today, because you never know what's going to happen, okay? So remember, 80-20. 80% work, 20% play, 80% save, 20% use it to play. But in any case, I was thinking about over the next 10 years, what's going to happen here in this country, and with Bitcoin and stuff like that. I was watching, this is inspired by Elon Musk, coming out with all that new stuff, man, with that van he came out with, and the robots and everything else. If you guys haven't watched his presentation, Elon Musk is, man, to be on the same timeline as that man, we have no idea how important this guy is. I mean, he is, you could take 3 or 4 or 5 of the best inventors and combine them into one dude, and that's him. He's our modern day Tony Stark. He really is. And the autonomous robots and the trucks and the vehicles and the energy and all the stuff that he's doing, man, with Tesla and all the companies he has, $1 trillion companies, it's ridiculous. And I believe in the future they'll be powered on Bitcoin. I really do, because the fiat system is broken. So, as most of you guys know, over the next 10 years or so, because we're at, I believe, 95 or 94% of all Bitcoin already mined. I think we just hit the 95 mark. It's 94 or 95, something like that. I'm sorry, I forgot that. I usually know stuff like that, but I got a lot on my mind right now. 94 something or 95% of all Bitcoins that are going to be mined, all 21 million, have been mined. So over the next 10 years, the last couple of percent will be mined in different, epochs or whatever. In 4-year epochs, the halvings and the issuance will go down by half. And it's going to get more rare and rare. And then I've heard the earliest November of 2034 and the latest January of 2035, that's the way it's going right now, that will be down to the last 1% to be mined. And 99% of all Bitcoin will be mined by end of 34, beginning of 35. And over the next 105, 106 years, because the last Bitcoin is to be mined into the year 2140, which is 100 and something years from now. From that date forward, from the end of 34, beginning of 35, all the way up to that point, everybody will be fighting for the last 1%. So this is the gold rush we're in. Now keep that in mind. Now, why did I play that 1999 song real quick? Is because time flies, man. I mean, that song was based on the future. That was 17 years in the future from 1982. And then 1999 came and went, and that was 25 years ago when 99 came. So I want to talk to you guys about 10-year spans, right? Even though we talk about 4 years, the reason why I'm this particular 10 years, because I said before, the gold rush and the Elon Musk situation, right? With all the electric vehicles and stuff like that. Listen, guys, the year 2034, 2035, 10 years from now is going to look absolutely completely different than it does now. It just is, man. I know that I do DoorDash right now on the side, part-time, strictly for right now donating to Donald Trump and also donating to the hurricane victims. But I do it to buy Satoshis because I know, again, 1,500 something Satoshis for $1. My goodness. That's going to be somebody's weekly salary in the beginning, in somebody's life in the week, in the future. Maybe 10 years or maybe less. And the world's just going to look completely different, okay? Just think about 2014. That's 10 years ago, right? I want you guys to do me a favor. Pause this video, and I want you to write down 10 to 20 different things that we had in 2014 that we don't have now, right? That we were using a lot in 2014 that we don't use now. Then I want you to write down if we replaced it with something that we use today in 2024 and vice versa. Look at what we're doing now in 2024 and see what we're using that we weren't using in 2014. And they kind of interchange, right? Now, once you do that and you're on that mindset, then I want you to think about what we won't be using in 2024 and what we will be using in 2034 and what will be replacing those things. And when you think about that, and I do that a lot, guys, this is what made me switch from precious metals to Bitcoin, because we are going to have autonomous robots, we're going to have AI, we're going to have electric autonomous cars, and I know for a fact that my DoorDash job is going to be replaced. There will not be DoorDash drivers in the 10 years. And you got to look at your job, right? Unfortunately, we think it's going to be a bad thing to be replaced. I don't think so. If you stack Satoshis today, we're going to find other ways to get paid. Everything's going to be cheaper. That's what Elon Musk said in the presentation. Which, by the way, he does look like Steve Jobs. He's Steve Jobs on steroids. And he said it. He said we're going to live in an abundance world, that everything's going to be affordable. Again, he didn't talk about the broken money like we do in Bitcoin, but that's what I thought about when he talked about that. And he went on to say that everything's going to be in abundance because technology is going to be so prevalent. Now think about having all this technology and having Bitcoin. Now think about your job as well. Like I said, are you going to be replaced? If that's the case, then you need to work even harder than you're doing now at your job, because it may be replaced, and stack as many Satoshis as you can right now during this gold rush. Because I'm telling you right now, this little channel or price we're stuck in, these between the high 50s and the lower 70s, we've been stuck in there between, mid to late February until now. So how many months is that? If you look at that, we're in this little price channel, little stuck in this thing. It's just like, I'm telling you, I made a video a few weeks ago. I talked about in the bear market of 2022 and 2023, when we're stuck for a long time. Bitcoin does that. It just does nothing, and it gets stuck, and people get bored of it, and all of a sudden it just shoots up. Again, I'm not saying it's going to, but I talked about it in a couple of videos ago also, that my buying strategy, because I think it's going to go up, I think I'm 80% sure it is going to go up. So far, my plan is working. When we had the dip 2 days ago, when it went down to 58, 59, I smash bought, man. For those of you who haven't watched that video, go back to my Satoshi Saturdays. Go back to all of them and watch them, because they're kind of like a continuation. Not all of them, but kind of. And I try to build on top of one another. But with that being said, the future is on its way. It really is. And you got to get prepared for it. And I'm telling you, the best way to do it is stay ahead of the curve. Start using some AI stuff. I don't like it. I don't like the AI crap. But again, I'm an old man. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. We know that. That's why it was difficult for me to give up my precious metals. But once I figured out that we're not going to be passing gold and silver coins back and forth, and it's not the best store of value, that's why I started stacking Satoshis and got all into it. Once I realized the issuance rating and the absolute immutability of Bitcoin and Satoshis, meaning it's an ongoing ledger that we literally write our own history. If you look back at history books, people change history as they go based on who won the fight. You can't do that with Bitcoin. It is immutable, which means you can't change it. So every transaction, every movement of money or whatever on that ledger, it's there forever. It cannot be changed. Anything that goes on there can't be changed. It's incredible once you do that. And when I looked at that versus gold and not knowing how many pieces there were out there, you know, ounces or whatever, I knew exactly the issuance rate, how you couldn't change anything, and how everything's going to be digital. The old man went over to Bitcoin, because it's not about me. It's about my future and my grandkids. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, this is the time. This is the gold rush. If you don't know what the gold rush is, I suggest you Google that and look it up. And also when they started giving out land in New York City, because there's only a finite amount of gold up there in California. There's only a finite supply of Manhattan land in New York City, and it was very, very cheap back then. And then right now, it's very, very expensive. You take a block of New York City, my God, it's a prime piece of real estate. And that's what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's digital Manhattan in the sky, and it's digital scarcity. It's the hardest money in the world. And this is why I say, man, in the future, these AI projects and everything else that are going to want money, they're only going to want one money, and it ain't going to be fiat currency. So if everybody wants that money, and people are going to be getting paid 1,500 or 1,400 or 2,000 sats a week, and you can get almost that for $1, this is why I say, and I say it once, and I say it 1,000 times, you got to stack these Satoshis today, guys, today. All right, because everybody's going to be working for them. So where you want to be at? You want to be stuck in, oh man, I was watching those Satoshi Saturday videos and I didn't do it, and I just, you know, whatever. Listen, man, if you're on zero watching my videos, get off of zero. Okay, get off of zero when it comes to Satoshis. What I suggest is you have to learn it. Of course, you have to study it. But if I make a suggestion to somebody, this is what I suggest, and this is not financial advice. Whatever your net worth is, as far as like your outside of your bills, assets, as far as like money that's for the future, and in your investment portfolio, let's say you got $100,000 in there, put 1% in there. Take 1% out of the market or whatever you got in there, put $1,000 into Bitcoin, and then after that you study your ass off about it. Study. Don't just, because if it goes up and you didn't study it, you're gonna sell it and you're gonna play those fiat games, and you're gonna turn gold into poop, because that's what Bitcoin is compared to fiat currency. So again, guys, people are going to want this money. It's going to be the most valuable money in the world, but the only way you're going to know that is study. And again, I'll say it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. Stack Satoshis today, guys, so you don't have to work for those same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.